friends spread false rumours about me around school. Now, everyone is begging me not to take him to court. I, 18M, have had rumours spread about me by my friend James, 18M. Me and James had been inseparable since kindergarten. We grew up in the same neighbourhood, went to the same schools, and shared countless memories. From late night talks to epic backyard football games, James was the kind of friend who could always make me laugh, no matter how bad my day was. We had dreams of starting a business together someday, something that combined our love for tech and creativity. In high school, our friendship only grew stronger. We shared interests, joined the same clubs, and even worked part-time jobs together. James had an infectious personality that drew people to him, and I was the quieter one. We complemented each other perfectly, and everyone at school knew us as a duo. It all started during the summer break before our junior year. James and I were brainstorming ideas for a tech startup. We had spent weeks researching, coding, and sketching out our business plan. One evening, while we were working late at my place, we had a heated argument over a disagreement about the project's direction. James insisted on going one way, and I thought it was too risky. The argument escalated, and in frustration, James stormed out. The next day at school, things took a strange turn. I started hearing whispers in the hallways, murmurs about something James had supposedly said. I dismissed it at first, thinking it was just gossip. But the rumours quickly grew. Students I barely knew started avoiding me, and some even gave me looks of pity. The whispers turned into full-blown accusations. It wasn't long before the rumours reached a new level. According to James, I had supposedly spread false accusations about him, claiming he was cheating on his girlfriend and stealing from our tech project. The stories were outrageous, and they painted me as a villain in a drama I hadn't even started. But these initial rumours were just the beginning. James began spreading more insidious lies. He told people I was involved in illegal activities, accusing me of stealing from classmates and teachers, and even hinted that I had been involved in a local burglary. The rumours became darker and more serious, with some suggesting I had assaulted a student at a party I'd never even attended. These lies were designed to ruin my personal image completely. I confronted James, demanding to know why he was spreading such lies. He laughed it off, telling me I was overreacting and that it was just high school drama, but the damage was done. The next few weeks were absolutely horrible. Teachers and students who once knew me as a reliable and kind person now looked at me with suspicion. My grades started slipping as I found it hard to concentrate, and my passion for the tech project started to fade. I spent hours in the library researching how to prove my innocence, but every lead seemed to lead to another dead end. The situation at home wasn't much better. My parents were baffled and worried, trying to comfort me while dealing with their own anger at James. They knew him well and couldn't believe he would do something like this. I had always been the calm one, but now I was constantly on edge, trying to dodge rumours and hostile stares. Social media was a nightmare. James had a lot of followers, and his posts were filled with accusations and screenshots of what he called evidence. He posted messages that made it look like I had been plotting against him, and the comments were brutal. People I didn't even know were attacking my character, and it felt like the whole school was against me. All of this made me feel like hiding and not coming to school at all. I mean, the extent that James took it to was absolutely crazy for just a small argument we had. I guess he was always quite jealous and angry type, but still, none of that justified his actions. I started collecting evidence to try to prove to people I was innocent of all this. I gathered text messages, emails, and any social media posts that showed James's behaviour. It was exhausting, but I knew I had to fight back. I spent nights digging through our old messages, trying to find anything that could prove he had started the rumours. One evening, as I was going through old chat logs, I found something that made my blood run cold. James had texted me that night, right after our argument, saying he was going to make sure I paid for what I had done. It was a chilling message, one that confirmed my worst fears. I printed everything out and took it to a lawyer, hoping that this evidence would be enough to take James to court for defamation. I knew it wasn't going to get him an actual sentence, but I was hoping it would be enough to scare him into admitting the truth. The lawyer I consulted was a seasoned professional, known for handling cases like mine. After reviewing the evidence, he was confident that we had a solid case. We filed a lawsuit against James for defamation and emotional distress. The news spread quickly, and suddenly the school was a battleground. James's followers turned against me, while those who knew the truth were behind me. The first few court hearings were really scary. I had never been in a courtroom before, and I was asking myself if what I was doing was even worth the trouble and money. James showed up with his lawyer. My lawyer was relentless, using every piece of evidence to build a compelling case. Witnesses who had seen James's posts and heard his threats started coming forward, adding weight to my side of the story. The turning point came when James's own girlfriend testified. She revealed that James had confided in her about his plan to ruin my reputation. She said he had fabricated the entire story to get back at me for the argument. The courtroom was stunned into silence as she detailed how James had manipulated everyone, including her. Her testimony was a hammer blow to James's defense, and it started to crumble. Seeing James's shocked face, I felt a mix of happiness and sadness. The person I had known for so long was unraveling before my eyes. The lies he had spun were being exposed, and the reality of his actions was sinking in. The judge, too, seemed moved by the evidence. He granted a temporary restraining order against James, preventing him from contacting me or spreading any more rumours. As the court date drew nearer, James's attitude changed. The confident and cocky attitude was replaced by desperation. He started showing up at my school, trying to apologise and explain himself. He sent me countless messages, pleading for a chance to talk. The messages ranged from sincere apologies to threat, but they all showed that he was scared. One day, he approached me in the hallway. "Please, man, you have to understand. I never meant for it to get this far," he said. "I was just so angry, and I didn't think about the consequences." I told him that the damage had already been done, and that he should have come to this realization before ruining my entire reputation. Some time passed, but James's apologies continued. He begged me not to take it to court, promising he would do anything to make it right. His parents also got involved, calling mine, begging for their child's forgiveness, and asking me to drop the charges. They were desperate to fix the mess their son had created, but the damage was done. I spent nights thinking about what to do. Part of me wanted to forgive James, to believe in the friendship we had once shared, but the other part knew that letting him off the hook would be unfair to everyone who had suffered because of his lies. My parents, my teachers, and most importantly, myself, deserved justice. In the end, I decided to go through with the lawsuit. It wasn't just about proving my innocence, it was about setting a precedent. I wanted to show that lies and betrayal have consequences. I informed James and his family of my decision, and the look of defeat in James's eyes was almost heartbreaking. The day of the trial arrived, and the courtroom was packed. James sat across from me. The trial was intense, with both sides presenting their arguments and evidence. My lawyer laid out the case with precision, using every piece of evidence to paint a clear picture of James's lies and defamation. James's lawyer tried to discredit me, questioning my character and suggesting I was overreacting, but the evidence was overwhelming. Text messages, social media posts, and testimonies from witnesses all pointed to one conclusion. James had orchestrated the whole thing. When James took the stand, he broke down. He admitted to his actions, explaining how jealousy and anger had driven him to destroy our friendship. I guess he thought that by admitting and acting sorry, he might be left off the hook. The verdict came down swiftly. The judge ruled in my favour, awarding me damages for defamation and emotional distress. James was also ordered to issue a public apology and refrain from any contact with me. The courtroom was silent as the judge read the final statement, a stark reminder of the power of truth and justice. As James was led out of the courtroom, I felt a mix of relief and sadness. The battle was over, but it didn't fix the past. The friendship we once had was irreparably broken. In the weeks that followed, life gradually returned to normal. The rumours died down, and the whispers in the hallways turned to silence. I focused on rebuilding my life, my friendships, and my passion for the tech project, but the experience had changed me. I was more guarded and more cautious about who I trusted. The scars from James's betrayal ran deep, and it would take time for them to heal. I also found a new sense of purpose. I wanted to use my experience to help others who might be going through similar situations. I started volunteering at a local community centre, giving talks about the importance of truth and integrity. Sharing my story was a good feeling, and I hoped it would inspire others to stand up for themselves. James's life changed drastically after the trial. His reputation was shattered, and many of his former friends turned their backs on him. He struggled to rebuild his life, facing the consequences of his actions every day. The public apology he issued was met with mixed reactions. Some people forgave him, believing he had learned his lesson, while others remained skeptical. James eventually transferred to another school, unable to face the daily reminders of what he had done. The move gave him a chance to start over. He reached out to me once more, asking for forgiveness. This time, I was able to respond with a clear mind. I told him that while I couldn't forget what he had done, I hoped he would learn from his mistakes and become a better person. Rebuilding my life after the ordeal was a slow and steady process. I focused on my studies and my tech project, determined to prove that I could rise above the challenges. My grades improved, and I started participating in school activities again. The support from my parents, teachers, and true friends was invaluable. They helped me regain my confidence and reminded me that I was more than the rumours that had been spread about me. I also made new friends, people who saw me for who I was and appreciated my integrity. These friendships were built on trust and mutual respect, and they helped me move forward. The tech project that had once seemed like a distant dream began to take shape again. I poured my energy into it, using it as a way to channel my emotions and rebuild my self-esteem. I started working tirelessly on my tech project, refining the idea and developing the prototype. My hard work paid off when I entered it into a local innovation competition. The judges were impressed with the concept and execution, and I won first place. The victory was a turning point for me. It validated my efforts and showed everyone that I could achieve great things despite the setback. The prize money and recognition opened up new opportunities. I received offers from investors and tech companies interested in my idea. With the success of the tech project, I decided to give back to the community that had supported me. I started a mentorship program for young entrepreneurs, offering guidance and resources to help them develop their ideas. The program was a way to pay it forward and ensure that others didn't face the same struggles I had. I also continued my volunteer work, speaking at schools and community centres about the importance of integrity and standing up for oneself. Sharing my story and the lessons I had learned was empowering, and it helped me heal. The feedback from those who heard my talks was overwhelmingly positive, and it motivated me to keep going. Looking back on the journey, I realised how much I had grown. The experience with James had been painful, but it had also taught me valuable lessons about friendship. I had faced one of the biggest challenges of my life and come out stronger on the other side. The support from my family, friends, and the community had been instrumental in my recovery. They believed in me when I doubted myself and gave me the strength to keep fighting. Their unwavering support was a reminder that I was not alone, and it helped me move forward. As I stood on the stage at the innovation competition, holding the trophy in my hands, I felt a sense of pride and accomplishment. The tech project, now a successful venture, was just the beginning. I had big plans for the future, and I was excited to see where the journey would take me. Looking out at the audience, I knew that no matter what challenges lay ahead, I would face them with the same resilience and passion that had carried me through this journey. Final update. It's been a year since the trial, and James and I recently reconnected after his sincere apologies and efforts to make amends. I decided to meet up with him. We sat down at our favourite spot in the park, where we used to hang out as kids. The atmosphere was tense at first, but as we talked, old memories and inside jokes resurfaced. James had changed a lot since the incident. He spoke openly about the anger and jealousy that had driven him to betray our friendship. He admitted he had been immature and foolish, unable to see the consequences of his actions at the time. Reflecting on everything that had happened, I realised that holding on to resentment wasn't helping either of us grow. Forgiveness doesn't erase the past, but it opens the door to healing. We reminisced about our shared dreams and laughed about the silly things we used to do. As the sun set, casting a warm glow over the park, we both felt a sense of closure and reconciliation. Our friendship may never be the same as it once was, but we agreed to move forward with mutual respect and understanding. Life had taught us both valuable lessons about trust, integrity, and the power of forgiveness. Sometimes, the most meaningful journeys are the ones that challenge us the most. Despite the pain and hardship, I found strength in rebuilding my life and pursuing my dreams with renewed passion. James and I parted ways that evening with a sense of peace and gratitude. As I walked home, I couldn't help but feel optimistic about the future. The scars from our past were reminders of resilience, and I knew that I was stronger because of them. The next day, I received a message from James thanking me for giving him another chance. He expressed his commitment to becoming a better person and making amends for his mistake. As I looked back on our journey, I realized that forgiveness isn't just about letting go of anger. It's about choosing to see the good in someone, despite their faults. James and I may have taken different paths, but our shared history will always be a part of who we are. And as we continue to grow and evolve, I'm grateful for the lessons learned and the opportunity to forge a new chapter filled with hope and possibility. The moral of the story revolves around forgiveness, resilience, and the power of integrity. Forgiveness. Holding on to resentment and anger can be detrimental to personal growth. Choosing to forgive, even in difficult circumstances, allows for healing and the possibility of rebuilding relationships. Resilience. Facing challenges and adversity can lead to personal growth and strength. Despite the hardships faced due to betrayal and false accusations, remember, life's challenges can shape us into stronger individuals. Embrace forgiveness. Stay resilient in the face of adversity, and always uphold your integrity. Leave a comment below sharing your thoughts or any similar experiences you've had. I'd love to hear from you. Until next time, stay true to yourself and keep striving for your dreams. Take care and see you in the next video.